Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Kakwadash. Double on the apostles, great millstone that rule well, and that taught me the truth. Peace, love, blessings also to you, sincere laborers, your brothers on the heavens and brothers, giving all diligence to make that call and election sure, and also blessings to the few sisters out there that are listening, learning, believing. I'm that fellow servant, Kanakla, coming at you once again with another lesson, or so it's lessons edifying and exhorting. And this will just be another Mark of the Beast update, and this is here from NPR.org business, posted February 6th, posted a couple days ago. It says U.S. is considering a radical rethinking of the dollar for today's digital world. Okay, the U.S. is considering a radical rethinking of the dollar for today's digital world. Now we know definitely off the last I would say 2 years, due to this this pandemic. Okay, a lot of that contactless technology to pay, to buy and sell, okay, was really promoted, all right, drastically. Okay, so this is not, something that they're just considering. All right, this is all in the this is all planned, if you will. Okay, they're not just going along with things, thinking the things as they go along. They have an agenda. They have a plan, if you will. They have a left-hand side of prophecies. Okay, it says since its establishment as the country's national currency, the dollar has undergone many updates and changes, but nothing compares to the proposal being debated today. So this is a so-called proposal. It says the U.S. is gingerly considering whether to adopt a digital version of its currency. Okay, and they're going to. Okay, they're not considering. They're going to. They're just putting it out there as the term predictive programming, to get you prepared for these things, because they never spoke on these things, and just out of nowhere they just say, hey, this is the digital dollar. Okay, that's too drastic of a change, if you will. So the other term they use called gradualism, familiarity, getting you familiar with these things, okay, which gets you comfortable. It says, but nothing compares to the proposal being debated today. The U.S. is gingerly considering whether to adopt a digital version of its currency, one better suited for today's increasingly cashless world. Okay, so this is a global thing. Okay, the whole world is moving towards this digital dollar, which we know according to the scriptures what this is leading up to, but we're going to get the scriptures in a minute. It says, ushering in what could be one of the dollar's most fundamental transformations. In that scenario, the U.S. would not only mint the coins and print paper bills, but also issue digital cash, or a central bank digital currency, CBDC. It says that will be stored in apps or digital wallets on our smartphones. What they're not telling you, once again, gradualism, not telling you is it is going to ultimately lead to chips. Okay, it says we could then use them to pay for things, and that's the key, to pay for things. So with that being said, we're gonna get these precepts real fast. This is Job 5 verse 12. He disappointed the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. Okay, and what's their enterprise? Their agenda is to have everyone chipped, get rid of all cash, and have complete control. And through that chip, they will be able to track you. All your payments, everything will be recorded through that device. Okay? But the Lord is going to disappoint them. They're not going to be able to fulfill the new world order and chip everybody and put everybody, into internal slavery. That's not going to happen. Once they make this chip mandatory, MOTB mandatory, then That's what the Lord is. He'll be coming back very soon. Okay? It says he taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the forward is carried headlong. So this is their counsel. It says they meet with darkness in the daytime. So once again, how they like to say, oh, this is a proposal, and we're considering. No, this is what they're doing. It says they meet with darkness in the daytime and grope in noonday as in the night. Okay, so they meet with this. They have these counsels, okay, and they try to perform. They're trying, which they're headed to that direction. Okay, and as I stated earlier, they've been able to do it. Move fast these last 2 years. As I say, the devil shall come down with great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. So he's trying to fast forward his agenda. Hence, that's why Trump was pretty much saying, Operation Warp Speed. It says, so the poor hath hope. It's like verse 15 says, but he saved the poor from the sword. Because due to, through this new world order, those that do not comply, okay, he's going to pretty much use the sword to declare his new world order, because there's going to be a resistance. Okay, it says from their mouth and from the hand of the mighty. So the poor hath hope, and iniquity stoppeth her mouth. Behold, happy is the man whom the Most High correcteth. All right, I was going to another subject, but it says, so the poor hath hope, and iniquity stoppeth her mouth. So we have hope. Why? Because this was already prophesied. The Lord already told us that this was coming. Revelation 3:10, it says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world, to try them that dwell upon the earth. So in that hour of temptation, as we hear Great Millstone teach, it's going to be when they make that chip mandatory. And verse 11 says, behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. So within this hour of temptation, expect the Lord to come. Okay? Once they make that thing mandatory, expect, like Elder Tar always say, expect things to move fast. Okay? And this is ultimately their enterprise that Yahweh Bashem Yahushai gave his men, revealed it unto us, and now we can see these things, man. Okay? This is let's get straight to the point. 13. I started 13 and 16. And he calls it all, both. Matter of fact, I gotta start up a little bit. Verse 11, Revelation 13:11 says, and I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and spake as a dragon. Okay, and that another beast outside of the Roman Empire, which was the last major empire to rule. Okay, this is Rome reincarnated, if you will, regenerated. And those 2 horns would be the Democrat and Republicans. Those 2 political parties. It's like 2 political parties that Rome had. Okay, because this is Rome reincarnated. As Rome had the plebeians and the patricians, America has the Democrats and Republicans. Okay, and spake as 2 horns like a lamb, and the lamb is a docile, peaceful creature. And spake as a dragon, and that word dragon is synonymous with Draco, draconian. Okay, so they're forcing you to do these things and restricting you from being able to be a part of society. Those are draconian laws, man. Okay, all your freedoms and everything that you once knew have all been stripped away from you. It says, and he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, talking about the Roman Empire. It says, and caused the earth and them that which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. And that deadly wound was healed during the time of the Renaissance. Ultimately, this great superpower you have today coming into its fullness, NATO, the EU, in America, which is the whore that rideth upon the beast, that controls this beast system, this European system, for you to better understand. It says, and he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. And that's, you can start with that, because America was the first empire, if you will, to drop bombs, or first country to drop bombs on another country. So make a fire come down from heaven. Okay? And he did that in the sight of men. Everybody knew about that when they dropped those bombs on Japan. Hiroshima, Nagasaki. Everybody knew about that. Everybody saw it. Okay? It says, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast. Now, a lot of those miracles deals with his technology, and how conveniently, in the midst of them trying to push this digital system, you got this Neuralink and all this microchip technology, making people being able to walk again. All right, people are able to communicate now because they're being merged with this technology. So those are the miracles, you know. Because what were some of the miracles Yahushua was performing? He was making people to walk. Okay, healing the blind. All right, among many other things. So those are the miracles, and he's able to perform it through his technology. It says, which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image of the beast, which had the wound by the sword, and did live. All right, and that image, their philosophy, their way of life, okay, their democracy, pretty much this is the way, you know. It says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause as many as will not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And ultimately, that's what's going to happen, all right, to those that resist against his NWO. The troops, okay, are going to be deployed to your cities, which that's already being done. So now you're not with the program. Hey, the troops are coming, it says, and he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. We always break this down. He calls it all. So if this proposal, you know, and I say that loosely, this proposal, when it comes into play and they switch totally to a digital dollar, you have no choice. Okay? Because this is the system. This is the beast system. They're moving towards a digital currency. And if you want to play with the beast, you know, if you want to play with the serpent, you're going to have to let him bite you, man. You're going to have to let him put his mark in you, inject you. Okay? You see that now. If you don't have this, the jump shot, you can't come here, you can't come there. Okay? That's just a prelude of things to come. Now, they might be throwing this thing out, you know, pulling back the jab, but that was just a prelude to show you, you know, the next phase on pretty much how this is going to happen, man. Okay? The next phase is coming. It says, and he calls all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark. The word mark in the Greek is charagma, something implanted into the skin, man, to scratch the skin. Karax, it says, in their right hand or in their foreheads. And people are getting, you know, chips put into their forehead right now. Now is it on a large scale of buying and selling and being made mandatory? No. But it's going to get to that point. It says, that no man might buy or sell, which is the key. That is the key. We could then use them to pay for things. You know, it's like They're trying to persuade you. They're trying to sell you this. The beast is trying to persuade you with his deception. Satan is trying to persuade you, as I believe, was it Elder Gabar who said it? Might have been Elder Gabar, Elder Tahar. Pretty much, the mark, the chip will be the ultimate form of deception. Okay, because you're gonna be deceived. Because if you be deceived by this, your chance of salvation is dropped completely to zero, man. Regardless of what those other camps say, saying, oh, you can get it and take it out. You made an oath or an agreement or a covenant with the serpent that you will be his, that he owns you, that you're his property. And Yahushua said, and none of mine is lost. Okay? He said, none of mine is lost. So if you are marked or branded by this devil, you will not receive salvation. It says that no man might bar or sell, say that he'd have the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Okay? So that's what this is leading to. And I'll just keep an update on it. Just posted February 6th, a couple days ago. Lord's willing, this was edifying. Keep a lookout. Until next time, we say Shalom. All praises to Yahweh Shem Yahushai.